Right, so Johnny, this is the second time we've been out with you, but we haven't actually got speaking to you yet.
Yes.
We finally got you cornered. Do you want to just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about the team?
John Deere, agricultural contractor, do various different things, just silage, slurry and separating and such things.
Who started the business then? Or?
I started in a left school, bought a rain baler and a wrapper and a slurry spreader when I was 16. Just went from there.
So fleet-wise as a whole then, you're all New Holland bar one, am I right in saying?
Yeah, on John Deere.
What's the story behind that?
Oh, well, it's just one of these things that worked out. I changed for a time, so we bought a green one.
How's that going for you?
It's just doing well. There's no faults with the tractor.
What main jobs is she on?
She draws slurry, mows with a set of butterflies, and does nearly all the rake on the 50-foot rake.
So it does a lot of GPS work then?
Yep.
And how do you find the GPS of the John Deere compared to the New Holland?
Don't know, I never use it.
Never used it?
No.
You're just keeping the man happy on the Deere, are you?
Yeah.
Were you always blue from the start? Or
Yeah, we always were blue, yes.
What tractors did you start with?
A 6.6 Ford and a Leyland the first year.
What did you move on to then after the round baling?
Round baling, hedge cutting, and then went to slurry. Just progressed from there.
When did the self-propelled side of the business come in?
2007. My brother-in-law left at silage and stuff with Chill Harvester before that, and we worked along with, and then he stopped, so then I took over the silage and everything at that point.
So it's not New Holland on the harvester end either?
No, that's Crone.
Have you always been Crone?
No, I had a couple of FXs and I had an FR, and now we're on to our second Crone now.
And you like the Crone then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good harvester.
Don't see that changing for a while then?
No, I like the Crone for lumps and all the rest of it. They're well pleased with the Crone harvester.
Your young boy's actually starting to come into the business now, isn't he?
Yeah, they will be in the least school. So.
How's he getting on? Is he mad for machinery like
yourself?
Yes,
yeah.
Then, or?
Oh no, he enjoys it.
See, anyway, he's picked out his own tractor anyway.
Oh, it is, yeah. That's the drive at what him.
What do you think all the lights the boys like adding to the tractors and stuff?
It's all right.
Is that a new thing that's come about since Mr. Modified Bernsie? And
something like that.
them boys driving on that way.
Yeah, sometimes you hate a bit of stuff to them, but they're not too bad.
And this year you've had a few new additions to your slurry outfit.
Yes.
As such. And one of the main talking points is, say, the separator.
Yeah.
What made you go for that?
I think it'd be a good idea. I think it's the future. I think it's just the way the slurry now is going to go with emissions and it's various different things. So we thought we'd give it a go.
So you're basically just investing early before
it
kind of takes off?
Yeah, that was the idea.
And is it going well for you?
It's doing well so far. It's a wee bit slower at the minute for a lot of the slurry and stuff's out for folks fatty spread, but there's a lot of interest now to get a lot of slurry separated before get a slurry ready for second cut. I
was sort of wondering why it was out, say past the ban, but then the farmer we were out with that time, he had some slurry left in his tank that he couldn't get near, and that was the idea behind it.
Yeah, some boys if the tank's too thick, you've got to recirculate it, a lot of the thick stuff out of the tanks, and then it saves drawing on water, and leaves the tanks easier mixed. I suppose it leaves it just nicer to get the tanks emptied then. So
what's the rest of the slurry outfit like at the minute then? What's new, what's old?
Well, the rest of the slurry is sort of just the same this year. We invested in the separator, that was sort of nearly enough for one season. We used the two 12-metre Slurryquip double bars. One's on a 210 auto command and the other one's on a 200.
So you're running the two outfits then?
Yeah. One does a direct pumping and then the other one is 3,500 gallon tankers with DCI arms. Yeah, the separator, I never drive it. Massey Ferguson does the driving of hers, so I've never been away with her yet at all. Maybe hopefully plan to keep it that way. So I do.
Well, I was going to get you to introduce yourself there, but I don't think I really need to with that sign behind you. What is your right name?
Massey Ferguson.
And is it Burn like B-E-R?
No,
that's what I was questioning Craig, that's the other day.
B-Y-R-N-E.
Right, okay. Well, you're the king of the separation at the minute.
I'm definitely not king of separation.
Why are you not on her today?
I was meant to go on her today, and then the farmer that we were meant to go to, it doesn't suit him today or something. Well, it'll be a 2-day job anyway, so it'll be tomorrow, Wednesday, or else Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
And then J Kirkpatrick, I think, some of these days as well, and a fella in Galway or something looking at done too.
Galway?
Aye.
It's hardly going to Galway, are you?
I would do.
Right.
Oh, that wouldn't annoy me to Galway. Sure, 55k tractor or whatever, just sure you wouldn't be done getting there.
Takes 4.5 hours in the car.
But sure, I go to them Christmas trees, like, and it's 12.5 hours down the road with a tractor and Christmas tree harvester.
But that's for about 2 months' work, not for 2 days.
Sure, you could go down there, well, not just go down there for like a day's work,
right,
if you know what I mean, that's
okay.
a contractor down there. Well, they organised that way out to go down there, and then he'll have a whole pile of different farmers or something to do.
Okay. So that was the other thing about these separators. There's 2 or 3 of them floating about, but the different contractors are sort of hire them between each other. That's one you have as Kirkpatrick's own one.
That's our own one.
Right.
Yeah,
but then the likes of Levenstones and Killans and
they're sharing.
They share one.
They
and
share
Steellone's one.
Wally Steellone's one, aye. And then there's Daniel Marshall's got one. She's not a Slurryquip one. So no, there's a win of them about there. There's another fella down the south, like way down, so like Cork or something. He's got one.
Yes.
Don't know who he is now, but
the Slurryquip seems to be the go-to at the minute.
Seems to be.
What was the story there? Why?
Well, Wally Steele and Joke would be kind of big, and then they went on the Chrome Factory tour with each other, and Wally was busy with his, and a couple of boys got at Johnny about it, and this, that, and the other. And we kind of thought, well, we'll just get Wally to do it for us, and then more folk kind of, says, well, might as well own one, so we went and bought one then.
Seems to be no shortage of work with them, but like people's crying out looking for it at the minute.
Seems to be. We weren't meant to actually get ours yet. Obviously, we ordered ours with a chassis, but our chassis wasn't made yet.
Yes.
Because that wasn't meant to be ready to like March time. So we had a bale trailer, so we just went in and we says, right, we'll take it in a bale trailer.
Oh, that was your own bale trailer then? That's on, right? Okay.
And then whatever, well, they're still going to make us a chassis forever, and it's just so much handier whenever it's in a chassis. Like, you'll have seen me the other day whenever you was right video, and I was standing on step ladders, and
she's lower to the ground,
right? I can stand on the ground and I'll be sitting looking at you. And
then, then is that not more like, does that not leave it harder for the elevator then? Do you not need the elevator sitting
no,
on higher
no,
the whole time?
No, you can still, don't get me wrong, the elevator will be however much higher, 3 feet higher or something, but still reaches in or side of silage trailer, and sure, that's all they need it to do.
Yes, right, okay.
But no, it's a great job. It's a great job for you. Like even your pipes to hook on is actually at your shins, you know.
Yeah.
And then whenever you see that bale trailer, whenever you cut the pipes off, obviously a wee bit of Slurry runs down off, and the next thing that falls onto the bale trailer, and then the whole thing's carried in Slurry then.
Yes, okay.
Whereas can't do that. And then that's the chassis that's coming on is a 400 litre tank for volume washing.
Okay.
And then there's a wee air compressor in it too, so we can put it in. We can put it in a sponge, you know.
Okay.
And then blow it out just to be cleaner around fellas' yards. The sooner I get it, the better, to be quite honest with you. Bale trailer's handy enough, but it's just even handier now.
So what sort of height does she sit off the ground then on the chassis?
On the
So it's obviously not the height of a bale trailer, like?
No. Well,
what height is the bale trailer? About 4 foot?
4 foot off the ground or something like that. Your bale trailer will sit about 4 feet off the ground, and then you'll have seen I was up nearly the top set of steps the other day on the step ladder to get to the control box. Whenever that's on its own chassis, control box will be at eye level, you know.
And what do you mean control box? Is she not working off actually like a handheld remote control? No,
that's that there.
I thought that was for like neon lights or something.
No. Up and down, and then start and stop.
Yes, okay. Does she boom in and out or anything like that too?
No, she didn't boom in and out, just up and down, side to side.
Okay.
You have your control box, say a control box, it's all your different settings.
Yep.
You know, like you speed of your RC and speed of your feed pump, speed of your liquid phase pump, you pump the Slurry back out again, what bars of pressure you want to screw it to, and all that there. Your overview, you have an overview set or an overview page, and that tells you each bars of pressure that each part of the machine's running at.
Well, we've sort of talked about separators all last year, like that is the big thing this year, is especially the Slurryquip separators. You've got 5 minutes, sell my Slurry separation. What is the benefit of separating Slurry?
Well, I went to a fella in Points Pass, County Armagh. He does, he's got a 2-week grazing rotation, and he actually told me, he says, fill my lagoon full of separated Slurry. He's going straight in there, spreading. 2 weeks later, a cow's back in it again.
After 2 weeks?
There'll be no fibre in that at all.
Right, okay.
He can graze straight away. Them boys doing the multi-cut systems. A fella there outside Ballymoney, he's feeding a thing through his diet feeder because last year wasn't great for how dirt and muck on the silage, you know. And he has to feed something through his diet feeder to stop cows taking something. And like he says, and then whenever he tested silage, there was contamination in it from Slurry.
So he's lifted the grass too soon after,
Yes,
so right,
yes,
okay.
yes. So it stops that there, and then not that we get a real warm or real dry spell, but sure, if you double bar your slurry after it, so you're picking lines up.
Yes.
Sure, if there's slurry lying there caked on the ground, grass ain't gonna go through it.
That's
It's not gonna grow through it. Like, you know, you can't. No, if it suits your system, it's a great job. If it doesn't suit your system,
It's a waste of time.
it's not a waste of time. No, I would never call it a waste of time, but
Waste of money. Like what price are you an hour to separate that? As you go by there or do you go by
I
gallon?
go per hour. I think it's £150 an hour, and then
Right,
the farmer
okay.
supplies the diesel. She'll burn less. I think we worked out it was 8.2 litres of diesel an hour.
She's just a generator though.
Aye, just a
like
generator.
She's not running off a PTO or
No,
anything.
no, God, no. God,
So
no.
it's basically like you go out to a job and it's basically like an easier version of dodo pumping. Is what you're telling me.
Aye, if everyone's going all right, it is. If everyone's going all right, aye. But I'll go a separator and then I'll set it off in the man's yard and put the wheel chocks on, and then we've a 300 metre front rigger, and then I rig out the pipe wherever it's to go to, cut onto the store, or if he's recirculating it, rig off however much I need and pull it out through the tank and stuff, and it works well, to be fair.
Well, like
Works well.
what requirements do you need to be separating slurry? Because obviously you're not going to separate the stuff and then put that back into the exact same tank you're lifting out of.
Well, that tank we were at there the other day is right at. We were doing that. That's an 11-foot tank.
Okay.
And he's only got a 6.5-foot pump or something, or a 7-foot pump, and it hadn't been read before.
Okay.
So for a while we were pumping to the store to get the tank down so we could get it in below piers and all that there to try and get it flowing, but there's 3 mixing points in that tank, and he just sat there doing that, and I just dropped the separated stuff down and right beside his pump.
Okay.
And we got that mixed perfectly, and boys went to it the day after, or 2 days after, and read the whole tank, no bother at all.
But then what's the theory with that then? Surely that's like dosing a sheep and putting it around and then dosing it again and circulating the whole time?
No, it's not.
Are you not lifting the
because-
same stuff all the time? Or?
No, because I did another wee tank, and that only holds like 20,000 gallon or something. That wasn't big, but then after so long, I would have watched the belt, and the solids in the belt would have slowed down. And then we had the pump in it, so you just put the pump in it, take over, and that remixed it. Recirculating is slower.
Right, okay.
It definitely is slower, but it still works.
Still works, but then you're still charging him £150 an hour?
Yeah, you are.
Right, okay, okay.
But it depends. Like if that's what he's got one for it to be recirculated,
That's what you do.
that's what he does.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see, monkey do. Like I went to that fella in Derrick, or can't remember his second name. His first name Chris, I know. I went to him, and he's a tank, and it takes him all day to mix that tank. He finishes doing the robots in the morning, gets the breakfast, starts mixing, goes for lunch, back mixing, goes and does the robots again in the evening. That takes all day to mix that tank. He actually dropped in the other day, and I think it was mixed within an hour.
Right, okay.
I was in it for 4 hours, I think, for him. And like, even it was for one of Ryan Boyle's customers.
Yes.
And Ryan
out by Derry Keegan.
Yeah. Ryan Boyle says brilliant. Flow weight, I know I don't spread slurry, but the flow weight was brilliant.
Aye.
Couldn't beat it at all. I think if you're looking to find a pinhole, you'll find a pinhole weight.
Well, I would believe that.
Aye, but no, he said it was fantastic. But sure, for that man to sit and roar, say 8 hours, say it takes him 8 hours to mix that by drawing in water and mixing away, sure, that's a full day that he could be away doing something else. Say your mixer sitting there full open go. If a contractor was coming in to mix that, say 35 or £40 an hour for a tractor and pump to sit and mix that, and then a tanker to draw water in, like, I think there's £55 an hour or something like that there.
I'm sure they got to £100 between pump and tanker an hour.
Yes, and I was only in her for 4 hours. Now, if it took him 8 hours, does that not tell you that boy saved money?
Well, it works out the summer,
You know,
but
it
you'll be a
works out
better
some
quality
stuff. That's
stuff,
the thing,
I suppose.
That's the thing. But I'm going back to him here. He even changed the fittings in the store for me. He's mad to do it all now.
Right.
Mad to do it all. I think he's cutting Briven. He's a regular kind of cut man. He'd be cutting 3 or 4 times a year.
Well, do you think separators have sold themselves already? Because I was chatting to a couple of boys, and it was about like, last year all these boys clean mad about compactors, compact the silage. This year it's all about the separators. Now the compactors did prove their worth last year.
Yeah.
Well, the separators prove their worth because they're not a cheap thing to buy
No,
either.
they're not a cheap. I hope they do, for they aren't a cheap thing to
No.
buy. Right? They aren't a cheap thing. But then, sure, if you're getting all these good reports already,
Yeah. But then the good reports are only as useful as when the grass comes in.
well, this is it. Well, anybody who did it in the winter time, they seemed happy enough. And I will know better after first cut whenever we do a lot of boys. But no, they seem to be a good job at the minute. Hopefully it stays, because that's a bloody big investment. Like, they're talking about subsidising it, I think, now.
All right, okay.
Aye, because this country's far too high in P, and they're looking to export
For the people who at home who don't know what P is, what is P?
phosphorus. Well, them boys talked about there's 170 gas units or methane gas units and good silage. And we sent stuff away to get tested, and there was 136. And the stuff we had separated, you know, the solids. So it wouldn't pay to cut the silage, roll up the silage and blow it in with a harvester whenever you can get that and bring it in.
But so you think the same feed quality for digesters in that stuff?
There's not just the same, but for what there is, it wouldn't pay to cut silage there.
But do you not find the farmers are wanting to keep the stuff too, you know, for the likes
there is a lot of farmers. Like, I'll be going to fellas in Cargan here hopefully this week, and they're doing it on maize ground, and then if we've got a whole crop ground too, they'll be putting it in it. And then there's another fella outside Portganome we do it for, and he hasn't spread his yet. He doesn't intend to spread his right to the back end of the year.
Right, okay.
And he's just going to let it grow away. He's going to spread it on the dung sprayer, and then it can grow away all winter, you know. Just like dung. For obviously, you're separating it to keep it out of the grass, but then he grazes a lot of sheep and stuff in the winter time.
Yes.
So he'll just let that be a slow burner all through the winter time, if you know what I mean, on grass ground. So everybody's, like I say, if it suits your system, it's a great job.
Well, we went on a trip there last year to Germany just when we come back from America.
Yeah.
And the German boys use that separated stuff for bedding cattle.
Oh, I can bed cattle, yeah.
Oh, you're not allowed to over here or is it if your red tractor shirt or your farm quality shirt, you're not allowed to bed cattle with it?
Could be, yeah. Well, I went to, can't even mind what the farmer where even it was, but I did was it 2 goods for him. I 2 goods for stuff for bedding, and I think it was 4.5 bar or something I screwed it to, and Jakers would barely stay in the trailer.
Right.
Like, well, I say barely, I could barely get into the trailer, if you know what I mean. It was there was then a gust of wind that started blowing it, but no, he wanted 2 goods. I separated it there for like 15 or 20 hours, and he just told me to do 2 goods, and then that'll do the bed at pens and stuff. And
yes.
See, to be fair, I went round and he had done a pen or 2 with it before. It seemed to bed well, like. And then he read it out that same day, and I watched him read it out, and it did genuinely bed well. Like, it soaked well. The cattle wasn't dirty on it or nothing. Like, so it seemed good.
Well, then, how did you manage to end up, or how did you get landed with the separating job?
Well, I'm keen enough to try anything now. I'm here 3 years and try to push on and get doing more every year, you know, and want to progress and stuff. Well, I tell you, you see, if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I couldn't have told you. Now I know how to stop her and I know how to start her, but it's not even the fact that it's a hard machine to work. It's just it's getting to know it. You know, like, I could sit there in front of it all day and just press buttons, like, and that's all you have to do. Like, it's not hard. There's no real thinking
involved. You're not out with spanners or anything.
No. It's all that screen now. Once you get used to it and you get used to all your settings, and you go to a dairy tank and you set up, you know, you go to a dairy tank and you see the flow rates and the feed rates and your amps and your outputs and all that there. So that's good dairy slurry. Write it down. Write your settings down. Go to a thick tank, work with it for a while to see what your perfect settings is. Bang, write it down.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Just try and make it easier for yourself. That's all you can do. Like,
would it be heavier than a load of normal slurry? You know the way water would be heavier than slurry?
Water's a kilo. A litre of water's a kilo, is it not?
Don't know. Don't go into weights or we'll get involved.
No, I think that there, but no, I would say it will definitely weigh heavier. Let's think about this now. We went into that tank that holds about 20,000 gallon the other day, and we separated it. And it was just recirculating, and we separated it, and there was 12 ton bargaining trailer, but it was fully heaped. Like, I mean, it was fully heaped, and we took it out of it. Out of 20,000 gallon. If you're fit to fill a 12 ton bargaining trailer full of solids, like, that's some stuff in one tank. You count that in the corner of the tank, you think of the room that's taking that in the tank. That's madness.
Do you think going forward that this will be the answer to the boys cutting it fine or running out of room for slurry come the winter time?
I would say that,
even they have to recirculate, you know.
I would say so. I think the best way to do it is, you see if you have a store, but you see if you can get yourself into a system, right, read the tanks at the back end. Whenever it's full, or the tank's full, mix it, ring us, we'll separate it, put it to the store. And like, if you do separate it, I will drop your capacity in the tank. But if I separate 100,000 gallon of slurry, like, I could put that into a 75,000 gallon store.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, that's the figures anyway.
Oh, so you're saving 75% of your room, like?
Oh,
right.
There'll be an extra 25% room.
Yes, okay.
In your tank, quarter of your room.
But then that would have depended on what settings you have or how dry you're making it with it, or was that, that's just a rough figure anyway?
It's a rough figure. Well, if you squeeze it right down, there'll be nothing in it.
Right.
Like, there'll be nothing. But even if you're only squeezing it to a bar and a half, which you usually would do, you would squeeze it. Now, you'd feel damp in your hand, but there'll not be water on off your hand. You know, I know it definitely It definitely is good.
And then what's the future of them then going forward? You know, like, will every contractor need one? But surely it's about like baling, or it's about like grass. You know, it's going to get to that stage where, right, you can't come today, I'll ring somebody else. Is it better to have that waiting list, or?
I don't know. I would say
it's not something a small contractor's going to buy.
No, like they're a lot of money. Like, they're a lot of money. That's what will deter people the most.
Yeah.
In buying them, I would say. The company doesn't need to be full of them. Any contractor we're kind of big with will ring us and go, you come and separate that. Aye, no problem.
Yeah.
There's plenty of wet days in the country. It's not like silage. You're not sitting there hoping the rain doesn't come.
Aye, you can do it any
You
day.
can do it any day.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. Like.
So that's the sort of thing to keep a man busy in the winter time too.
Hope so, aye.
Not stop you going for Christmas trees again.
No. Well, here, like I done them for what, 4 years now or something like that. But I wouldn't be. I never went for a full season there this year.
Yes.
But I definitely would. I'll definitely go again to give them a pull out. There was a couple of boys went home early, and I just had to go out and give them a hand. I think it was for like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
But no, they were dead on. But Fendt, and I hope it keeps me at the wash bay. Save washing.
At least you're cleaning the wash bay.
Aye, well.
You weren't that clean the last day I seen you.
Oh God, no.
What does a day in the life of you look like as the boss then?
Don't know, depends who you're talking to.
Well, we're talking to you this time, so you can say whatever.
I don't know. I have to do all the running and time you make phone calls and plenty of that's in between, but I always sort of like to be last out of the yard, so I do any odd jobs that's left. Send all the men out first.
Like today, just spread the dung.
Yeah, I spread the dung. I just clean out the hen houses with a wee skid steer. Do all them sort of odd jobs. The jobs that nobody else wants to do.
Right. Funny, that wouldn't be the way I would run it.
So
you still love getting out in the tractor then?
Yeah, sure it's in here, it's not.
I suppose that's what you started with.
Yeah, yeah, it's a love for machinery. Maybe the wife would say too much. Love for it.
What do you love more, the machinery or the wife?
Oh no, I couldn't comment on that. Yeah.
What's it like getting staff there at the minute?
We won't be too bad in fairness. Most of our men's been here a long time, so they were a lot of good fellas. If it wasn't for them, it doesn't matter how much good machinery you have. If you haven't the right men in the seats, or the machinery's no good.
Yeah, so you have a lot of men that have been about a long time then,
Yeah.
What do you think keeps them here then?
I don't know. Personality maybe.
Personality.
Well, we don't try, like the Slurry and all the rest of it, we don't work till late at night. We get with 2 outfits, we try and quit at a sensible hour at night, starting at a sensible hour in the morning. Men that's wife and children and one time or another, they like it, and it sort of works well for everybody.
How you try and keep it a bit sociable
Yeah.
as such? Sociable hours.
They don't,
nearly.
you know, like a silage maybe, with the pushes on, it's starting in rain, you have to end the long hours, but at Slurry and all the rest of it, round Slurry tanks and stuff in it at the middle of the night, I don't think it's safe. We try not to as much as possible. And I think the men prefers it, getting home and getting rested.
Would you take pride keeping all your men on?
It's nice for the men goes to the yards, they know the farmers, they know the ground, and it's handy when the men's there every year in, year out. So.
Then do you take on much seasonal boys or?
Yeah, in the summertime we would have 4 or 5 men would come in, as I said, each time and things like that there, but mostly the main men we try to do the most of the year ourselves.
Then do you think with this separator you'll open yourself up to a lot more winter work and maybe you can keep a few more men on? Or?
Hope so, that's the idea and the plan, so that's what we're hoping for now, is a good year next winter.
Yeah, there should be plenty of tanks to separate about the company.
Yeah.
Like.
So there seems to be a lot of interest about it at the minute. So.
It's just convincing people that.
Yeah, well, there's some of the men that we have already have separated too, has his booked again already, so that has got it is well pleased with it. So it's good for the man as you book to come back when the tank's filled. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested to see the results come this time. Like.
That's the big one for buying a fibre and all back in again. A lot of men for keeping the grass cleaner and all, you know, it's, a lot of men seem to be on for it for this multi-cut now system for silage. There's complaining about bringing in fibre, so I think that's one of the main things where she'll come into her own.
Yeah, do you think this summer will make or break the separator, or do you think it'll just be a thing that'll become normalised?
I think it'll come normal. I think through time That'll have to be separated over in Holland and them places are pushing it already, and I think it'll come here too.
What does it take to keep a contracting business running for 30 years?
Patience, a lot of long hours, and dedication.
Would you have done anything different over your 30 years?
No.
No?
I always say everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You learn by your mistakes, and you have to make mistakes to learn, so no, I won't change nothing.
What's your plans for the future?
I tend to hope to retire, maybe sooner. The young boy can tear away and I'll come home and look after the hens.
That's what you've built this all up for?
Yeah.
Retirement?
Yes, I'll go and retire to the hen house and take things a wee bit easier. It's a young boy's game.
Aye.
So it is.
What's a bit of advice you would give to yourself leaving school then after all this years of experience?
I don't know how you would answer that.
What advice are you going to give your young boy?
So, my time it'd be better out in the job as this here. It's only torture. But sure, when you love it, you love it.
Ah, well, when it's this well established, you may as well keep it going, like.
Yeah, it's a pride. You take a pride on it. You get new machinery and all the rest of it. And you get customers. Like we have a lot of real good customers who's been there from the very start. And, you know, it very helps. Like you're working with the same people year in, year out. So.
Has your customer base changed? Have you gone through any generations of people, or you noticed?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, some of them now we're moving into the third generation that we've been working to, and yeah, you just keep a good relationship and seem to get on. But
is that a strange thing to see?
Yes, yeah, makes you feel old. All these young ones coming about now driving tractors to you and stuff. You know, makes you start back and think, yeah, where's the last 30 years went?
Aye. Wasn't that long ago when that was you, like?
Yeah.